Hello and welcome back to another live stream, a makeup live stream. Yes, I decided, with how I really didn't do a proper live stream on my birthday like I had planned to, um, where I done it for I think about maybe an hour at best between two live streams, one which I took down and one which is the one that's left up. Um, so I decided as well, weekdays don't seem to really do well for me. So let's go back to what I've done in the past, which is the Sunday live streams, and we're going to see how well that goes. I am going to try to get this to be about 2 hours, but we will see. Um, if you hear music in the background, it is because I am listening to the Waken the Fallen album by Avenged Sevenfold, my favorite band and my favorite album of all time, because I essentially grew up listening to Waken the Fallen, the album, so much that it is literally my favorite Avenged Sevenfold album. Anyway, content that's coming out. Well, if you follow me over on my Instagram, you'll know what content I'm going to be posting in April. Not a lot of reviews, I will admit. Not a lot of reviews. I plan on doing the Tetris review, which I talked about in my last live stream, because that's literally coming out in just a few days. And I'm really, really looking forward to it because, as I've been saying, the story behind Tetris is absolutely bonkers and wild. So I haven't filmed that video yet because, as I just said, the movie isn't out yet. But I'm going to be trying very, very hard when I go to film that movie and film that review, that it won't be a long, like a really, really long review, because there's so much to cover in so little time, because I don't know how long the Tetris movie is, and obviously they're going to be taking some artistic liberties with a lot of this stuff, so I probably will point out some inaccuracies, that well, at least I think are inaccuracies, based off of the gaming historian video that I watched. That's how I found out about the story behind Tetris, is through Norm, the gaming historian on YouTube. He done a hour-long video, basically covering the main stuff about Tetris, its creation, the headache of all the licensing, where people thought they had the license for it and turns out they didn't, and then of course Nintendo swooping in to get the license for the handheld, for the Game Boy, and then of course getting the license for consoles as well. So yeah, that the entire story is absolutely bonkers. And if you've seen the trailer for the Tetris movie, you'll know, just from watching that trailer, just the bare bones of how bonkers this story actually is. So I'm really looking forward to that coming out on Friday, and hopefully I can get away without having to sign up to Apple TV and get to watch it. And then of course, next month, well, after next week, we're in April. So Super Mario Brothers movie, that's coming out, and I do plan, obviously, to do a vlog and spoiler-free review, which I have done already for the Ant-Man one. Well, it was kind of a vlog, kind of a more so review. Like, when I filmed the Ant-Man one, I was limping due to some pain in my ankle, which, touch wood, when I go to film for the Super Mario Brothers movie, that won't be an issue. I won't have any issues, any health concerns for that one, and I can actually do like a proper vlog, and then of course the spoiler-free review and so forth for the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I am looking forward to, but I'm still heavily on the fence about Chris Pratt as Mario, because I grew up with Charles Martinet's Mario, but I can see why they like there are reasons why, of course, they didn't have Charles Martinet as the lead in this movie, which I fully understand, but I'm still hemming and hawing about it. So we have Richard here saying, "Hi Michael, hope you're well." Hi Richard, thank you. I'm doing well. I have crawled out of bed about a half hour ago. I'm listening to some music. I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'm listening to the Waken the Fallen album by Avenged Sevenfold, my favorite album of all time, from my favorite band of all time. And just talking about up and coming content for the month of April. Now, there is one thing that I do want to talk about. But first, of course, we have Danny here from This Is My Life. Afternoon, Michael. Hope you're okay. Hi, Danny. I'm doing fine. Just talking about upcoming content and the potential change, actually, to some content moving forward now. I probably will do a standalone video for this because I tried doing it once and I didn't like how it turned out, so I deleted it. And I've been thinking more about it now because I recently done up a list again for my basically what's in my collection. So not including the 5 VHS tapes that I have in my collection. My DVD and Blu-ray collection is sitting at around 690. Now that it would have been slightly higher, but I took out a few movies from my collection that I don't like, and it doesn't make sense for me to have them in my collection. So the vast majority of the movies that I took out are going to get binned. But yeah, the thing that I'll be doing a video on soon is essentially moving forward with the live DVD and Blu-ray hunting videos. What's going to happen for those? Because I'm not sure where I've mentioned it, but I've mentioned it, I think, where when I'm going out hunting now, I'm struggling to find things that I actually want to add into my collection. Like this week, I filmed for the next live DVD and Blu-ray hunt, which is coming out on Wednesday, and that was a struggle. Like I managed to find 3 things to buy, but I've been going into these places 2 or 3 times a week whenever I'm, in town, and I'm leaving empty-handed more often than not now. It's before it was really rare that I would leave without at least something, but yeah, it's getting to the point where I live, there's not a lot being traded in to these places or donated that I actually need now, because I have such a big collection. So it is becoming like very, very hard to find things. Like for example, I was there in town this week, Wednesday and Friday. I went into these places that I normally go to on a weekly basis, and I left with nothing. Normally, I might leave with something. Granted, there was one thing there that I did want, but I'm saving that for Monday when I actually have more money for it. So hopefully that is still going to be there. It's not a movie or anything. It's actually a video game. Because I in my pickups videos lately, I am showing those off a lot more. in my pickups videos, because I am, collecting, not actively collecting for the Xbox 360, but it is something that I want to, build back up, because I do miss my Xbox 360 collection that I used to have a couple of years back, when I would solely focus on just collecting video games. I do miss that Xbox 360 collection. And I do miss collecting back in those days, back when prices were actually, somewhat decent, and not to the price they are now on a lot of things. But yeah, I don't know if I'll ever, collect other consoles like I did in the past, but I think I'll just focus on the Xbox 360, because for the vast majority of the games that I do want for that system, they are pretty cheap, which is a good thing. Um, which is a very good thing. So what other content am I going to be focusing on? Well, the vast majority of April's uploads are already filmed. The only few that I think I have left to film for, obviously, is the Tetris review that I mentioned, the Super Mario Brothers review, uh, as well as the 2 live DVD and Blu-ray hunts that I plan to do for April. I've already started filming for April's pickups video, um, but I have nothing new to show off for that yet. I think I am going to stick, building up a bulk. But with saying that, I will or should be taking a trip up to Dublin again uh, this month in April. I don't know exactly when, so I don't know if it's going to be, live DVD and Blu-ray hunts 20 or 21 that I'll be that will be the one that I'm doing up in Dublin. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting on word on some things. But yeah, that is a plan that I plan to do, where I, like the last time where I went to 3 CEX shops and a Forbidden Planet. I did go to 3 charity shops, but I didn't really film in there. So I do plan to do that again. Visit the same 3 CEX shops. I think one of them, the first one that I went to, on Liffey Street, I think that's going to be look a lot better now, because 2 of the people that worked in my local CEX shop have now been transferred up to there. So hopefully when I do go back up there, that it won't be a massive mess that it was the last time, because that threw me for a loop to the point where I just didn't really film much in that shop, because it was messy. It was really messy, and I only ended up getting 2 things from there, which was wild, because before I had gone up, I looked at their stock through the CEX app, and there was a bunch of stuff that I would have loved to have gotten, but because it was all a mess and I was overwhelmed, I just filmed for a bit, found the Hunger Games Steelbook and something else. I can't remember what it was. And just got those 2 things. I think it might have been the Scorpion King Blu-ray. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, when I do go up to Dublin, I do plan to revisit those 3 charity shop, not charity shops, those 3 CEXs, as well as Forbidden Planet, like I did the last time. Now I won't be meeting up with a friend this time. I'm just gonna go up solo. So I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be up there for. Because normally, well, when I go into my local town, on a mission to get a few things, I'll get it done within an hour. I'll be home within an hour, essentially. But going up to Dublin, I don't know. I might go up. I might get there like 10, 11, and I might get home like last time around 4 or something, 4 or 5. It just depends. It just depends. But yeah, I think as well, if I'm struggling getting back to what I was talking about, struggling to find things that I actually want, because I have, 690 DVDs and Blu-rays. I might scale up back the live DVD and Blu-ray hunts to where it's again just one a month at the end of the month, or middle of the month. I don't know. Um, we will see. We will see. Um, but yeah, it is getting to the point where I'm just struggling to add things into the collection, so I might need to scale those back as well. Speaking of, live DVD and Blu-ray hunts, I have, one of the things that I have been doing for those is every 5 or so, I turn into a challenge video. And I'm going to put challenge in air quotes because basically, if you haven't seen those videos, I go into CEX. I'm only allowed to buy 3 things, and it can't be of Disney, Marvel, stuff like that. Stuff that I know will get me a high score, because the movies have to either be a high score on Rotten Tomatoes, either through the tomato meter or audience score, or below the low tomato meter and low audience score of 200 is what I set. And if I get to the 200, I'm safe. But if I'm below the threshold that I've set for that particular challenge video, I have to donate to charity. And it doesn't matter if I win or lose, I still end up donating to charity either way. But I think I've just decided to not do them anymore. That's been something that's been on my mind lately, where I'm just thinking, maybe it's time to retire that, because because there is a lot of effort that goes into filming these things, and I have to pick what challenge I'm doing and all that stuff. So it gets a bit time consuming for that. So yeah, challenge videos. The even though I've only done 3, won't be doing moving forward. I think they just don't really interest me anymore with doing those. So challenge videos are not going to be a thing moving forward. So I have my good friend here, who is a manager in a CEX shop that I have not seen. I haven't seen this fucker here since he moved to work in that shop. I haven't seen him. But I hope you're doing well, bro. Hope all is good. And yeah, just basically talking about upcoming content and some changes and stuff. So, like I said, I have the vast majority of April's videos done, which means now, like at the beginning of the month, beginning of April, I'm going to start working on May's uploads, because I have that scheduled out, and there'll be quite a few more reviews than there are going to be in April. I'm changing up a few things. I was in Navan a few times and you never showed up. That's because you never tell me when you're going to be in Navan. I am in Navan Mondays and Fridays in that shop. Usually, sometimes Wednesdays or Thursdays. It depends on my mood, and also depends on what cash I have left. But yeah, you're never there when I'm there, and that's the problem. That's the problem. You're never there when I'm there, and you never tell me when you're going to show up. But yeah, so for May, one of the things that I have planned for May is I'm going to be revisiting the Star Trek movies from beginning to end, all 13. It's going to take about 13 weeks or so to go through them all, because a lot of them I've only ever seen once. Like the motion picture The Final Frontier, The Undiscovered Country, Insurrection, I think I've seen once or twice, and Star Trek Beyond. I've seen once. Now with Beyond, the only time I've ever seen that was in cinema. I own it on DVD. I just haven't gone around to it yet. So yes, that does also mean, if AJ's about, I will be doing a review on The Wrath of Khan, the not so greatest Star Trek movie ever made. Because as you can tell by right there by my name, I have it saying First Contact is the best Star Trek movie ever made, and it's true. First Contact is the best Star Trek movie ever made, and AJ can't keep denying that. He knows the answer. He knows it to be true. So yeah, that is a plan for May, and I'm also gonna take a step back as well from reviewing movies that I've already seen, but I haven't seen them in quite some time. I'm going to start doing more reviews for movies that I haven't seen. So for May, there's going to be, I think I have it scheduled for 3 or 4 new tales from my backlog. So I picked out 4 movies that I'm going to be covering for that. So I will be starting watching those soon. I'll be going in order of the dates for what I have written down in my book. And yeah, that's essentially the plan moving forward. Yeah, so I managed to talk for about nearly 23 minutes about stuff, and now I've ran out of stuff to talk about. So that's fun. Yeah. For the 2 people that are here, if you want to ask me anything, I will obviously pull up your comments. Don't really know what else to talk about. So that's fun. I should really think next time I'm doing a live stream, do up a list of topics to talk about whilst I wait for comments to come in, and that I really should have done that. I've done how many live streams now, and I never thought to do that. That just goes to show how much of an idiot I can be. That is a understatement. I can be a massive idiot. I once set fire to popcorn in a microwave. That's how stupid I can be. It was my old microwave a couple of years ago. I put the popcorn in to do popcorn. I heard sparks coming from the microwave. I thought, oh, I wonder what's wrong. I'll leave it. It doesn't seem to be too bad. By the time more sparks happened, I stopped it. No, the popcorn was done when I went to pull it out, and the popcorn bag was on fire. And this is why I don't cook anything, because I will inevitably burn this house down. And I really should actually get smoke detectors, because I have none in this house. I haven't had them in quite a while. But yeah, so yeah, don't let me cook. I will burn this house down again. So yeah, whilst I'm here, because I didn't, when I was filming for the what else do I collect, I never got around to showing off my Xbox 360 collection that I have built up, because the video was already really, really long at that point. So I couldn't show it off. So let me go quickly grab my collection, and I'll show it off, because I have nothing else to do to kill time. Let's see. And I actually need to put one of these in correct order. This is not needed. Grab the last stack here, as well as a disc for one of the games now that I have access to it. So I will, when I get to that game, I will put it back into its case. So I haven't counted how many Xbox 360 games that I have, but it's a decent growing collection. I've been, the Xbox 360 was what got me back into gaming. Well, no, sorry, it was the PlayStation 3 that got me back into gaming, but then I kind of fell out of it. I was doing what I do now, just mainly used it for YouTube. And then I bought the Xbox 360, and then I started to build up a collection, and I was playing that a lot. Mainly Minecraft and Skyrim. Those were my go-to games. I played other games, like South Park: The Stick of Truth, GTA San Andreas, and that. But I never really. It was really the 360 that kind of got me back into gaming. So, yeah, one of the main rules that I have when it comes to collecting for the 360 usually is if it's complete, I'll buy it. If it's missing the manual, I might not get it. But I do have a few games in this collection that are missing the manual. That's just because they were bought for me for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. So to start off with is a game I've never played, and that is Army of Two, and it is one of the ones that is missing the manual. But I have heard some good things about Army of Two. I just need to get around to giving it a go at some point. The next one is Batman Arkham Asylum. Really, really good game. Haven't played too much of it. I think I've only actually ever played the demo, but it is complete. Next up is another really great game that I've never fully finished, but I played a good chunk of it, and even on the 360 copy, the graphics still look really, really good, and that is the original BioShock game, which is complete. Next up is we're getting into the Call of Duties now, which I have. I'm missing one. One is downstairs. That is Call of Duty World at War. I have to bring it downstairs because I tried playing it on my 360 over there, and it wanted me to update. And there's something wrong with my 360 where if I try to update a game, it tells me check my internet settings. When I do, I do check I do an internet test and it goes fine. So I don't know what the fuck is up with it. But anyway, so yeah, Call of Duty World at War is downstairs. It is complete. Next after that would be Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is complete. It's not one that I've actively played. I played it more with my cousin on Rust, and that's always been fun. Playing this on Rust, 1v1 on Rust. Then next is a steelbook that I actually found in a charity shop. And that is Black Ops 2. I did not know it ever got a steelbook, and the steelbook is complete. Steelbook is not in the best of shapes, I will admit. It is not in the best of conditions, but hey, I ain't gonna you can see it's starting to come off. But yeah, it's one of my favorite Call of Duties. Yeah, I'll just put that to the side. And I'll get to this comment from Matthew Nicholas. Do you think that Doc Ock really drowned at the end of Spider-Man 2 in 2004? Yes. Yes, I do. Without a shadow of a doubt. And then the next two games are sequels. I played the demo for one of them. And that is, so it is The Darkness. The Darkness here is complete. And the same with The Darkness 2. is complete, and actually comes with a little booklet. Cool. Next up is Dead Island. I also have this on digital. My cousin wasn't sure, but it is missing the manual, unfortunately. The next one that I have here, which is kind of a spoiler for the pickups video on Friday, because in that pickups video I show that I picked up this, which is the very first Dead Rising game, and I paid €2 for it. And then later on, I picked up this, the Dead Rising Steelbook. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to out myself here, but it's not my fault. Basically, this I got for the same price as the regular edition, and I shouldn't have. This should have been 18. And the reason for that is because there's still some residue on the barcode, and it probably was difficult to scan, but I basically cleared it off enough for me to be able to scan it through the CEX app. So that's how I know I got a great deal on that one. And it is also complete. So I'll get to some of these comments. Because he's alive in No Way Home, he said Spider-Man was trying to stop my fusion reactor, so I stopped him. I had him by the throat, and then I was by the throat, and then I was here. Yeah, so that's because when Doc Ock was pulled from his timeline, the Sam Raimi universe, he was pulled before he drowned. So before he was back in control of the tentacles. So he was pulled from there and then brought back and then died. Or might not. It might have branched off into another reality where he did survive. The same with maybe with Green Goblin and that. Potentially. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We have Video Tasties here. Hello. Your best buddy AJ isn't here, so you can badmouth him all you want. Danny says the Dead Rising is a good game, decent steelbook too. Yeah, I much prefer Dead Rising 2. And Dead Rising 2 is the one that I played the most compared to the first one. And I have it on digital. I used to even have the steelbook of it on the PlayStation 3 back in 2012, before I collected all of that. Oh, speaking of AJ, he's here. So sorry, Gareth. I guess you can't really badmouth AJ without him knowing. So guess his AJ's here now. So hi, AJ. Hope you're doing well. Just showing off my Xbox 360 collection because, well, I had nothing else to really talk about. I already talked about everything that I wanted to talk about beforehand. Apologies, I've been dragged down to the shops with the wife. No worries, AJ. No worries. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I spoke too soon. It's kind of the Beetlejuice thing. You mentioned AJ's name 3 times and he shows up. I will be back in 15 minutes. No worries, AJ. Hope you have a fun time shopping with the wife. So yeah, back to the 360 games. I also have DOA 4 or Dead or Alive 4. Decent enough fighting game. Not my favorite. It's not necessarily complete. It is missing the manual, but it has all the other stuff in there. And now I can actually finally put the disc for this game back in, because I bought this on a whim. I looked up the gameplay for this game and thought it looked okay. Played a bit of it and it was decent, and that is Dark Sector. Played a bit of it. It's okay. I don't know if I'll actually will go back to it now, but I think I paid like €1.50 for it. So who knows? So that is actually the first stack done. And I will get back into these comments before I get onto the second stack. So AJ says, Garrett, I was gonna film for you today too. And then Matthew says, where I think Doc Ock went after No Way Home is with the Toby we saw in No Way Home, because there is a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 with Doc Ock as Toby's mentor. Okay. So yeah, getting back to the final stack of my Xbox 360 collection, we have one of my favorite games. It's missing a hell of a lot of stuff. It is a collector's edition, but it is missing a hell of a lot of stuff, unfortunately. Now, I could buy, my local CEX does have another version, a more complete version of this, but I'm not willing to spend €12 on it when I already have it, and it's the Gears of War 1 limited edition. Because as you might know, I'm a massive Gears of War fan. I'm really looking forward to the Gears of War movie that Netflix is doing, as well as the animated series. I absolutely love Gears of War, and I've been tempted to do a review of the mountain of Gears of War games that we do actually have. So, yeah, I still have an unused 48-hour Xbox Live code, and I have the game here. Let me just fix that up. The annoying thing about it is it's not the correct disc, it's the classics. There is disc 2 of it's the bonus disc. It has the some of the artwork for Gears, for the Gears of War series, like so, and like so. I really am tempted to do a review for the Gears of War games, because it's been about 4 years since I actually dove in and played them all. And here's another one that I hope you were able to see. And then lastly, of course, in this tin is the manual. So, do I play GTA? Yes and no is the answer for that. Yes and no. I don't play any of the modern GTAs. Like, for me, I would playing the Grand Theft Auto games, I would go from 3 to Vice City to San Andreas, the PS2 games. That would be it. That's as far as I go for the Grand Theft Auto games. I don't go past San Andreas. We have Pete here, Playtendo Guy. Hello, afternoon. Hope you're doing well. You haven't really missed much. In the beginning part of the stream, I went over what content's coming out, some changes to content and all that. You can watch the VOD afterwards, the beginning of the VOD, if you want to know what's going on there. But right now, I am showing off my Xbox 360 collection that I did not get a chance to show off last time when I've done a video showing off my what other things that I collect, because that video was already 20 minutes long, and I did not want it to be even longer by showing off what I have in my 360 collection. GTA San Andreas is my favorite GTA. It is the best and most definitive Grand Theft Auto game out there. Like, I know people might say it's 4 or 5 and that, but no, like, by time San Andreas came out on the PlayStation 2, they towards the end of the PlayStation 2's lifespan, Rockstar had such a better familiarity with designing for the PlayStation 2. So that's why it is definitely the definitive PlayStation Grand Theft Auto game out there. It's just a shame that they fumbled it with the remaster that they've done recently. Sadly, they massively fumbled that. But yeah, so back to the showing off my Xbox 360 collection. We have Halo 3, which is complete. And you can see behind me there is a small Halo 3 poster, because when I bought this, there was a small Halo 3 poster, which is right there where my finger is. So next is one of my all-time favorite games. Never completed it though, but it is one of my all-time favorite video games. It was a launch title for the 360, and that is Kameo, Elements of Power. And I think it is one of the most underrated games on the 360. It is complete, and it is one of my favorites. I'm very happy to still have it in my collection. That you can definitely play it on the Rare Replay collection on the Xbox One. To be completely honest, GTA 5 is getting boring. I mean, it's been getting boring for a while. It's been out since what, 2013? It's been out for 10 years. The game has been out for 10 years. I mean, it's getting the Skyrim treatment, essentially, where every new system, there has to be a port for Skyrim, or there has to be something related to Skyrim. It's probably to fund the Elder Scrolls 6 and all of that, but still, GTA 5 is essentially getting the Elder Scrolls Skyrim treatment, which that's just my opinion. So moving on, we have a double pack. We have a double pack for Lego Indiana Jones and Kung Fu Panda. Now, why I went for this particular one is because this is one that I actually had as a kid. And it's one that I played the most. It is complete with both manuals. So there. And then there's Kung Fu Panda. And then there's Lego Indiana Jones. Especially GTA Online, so boring. I actually never played GTA 5. I just haven't really like I said, San Andreas is as far as I'll go for the Grand Theft Auto games. That's that. I just won't really bother with any of them after that. So next we have some racing games. We have Project Gotham Racing 3, one of my favorites. It is unfortunately missing the manual. I think I bought this before I put in the self-imposed manual thing with me for 360 games. But yeah, the Project Gotham Racing games walked so Forza could run, essentially. And I also have PGR 4, which is complete. Really love these games. Haven't played them in a while. Not really a car guy, but I definitely love the PGR games, as well as Gran Turismo 5 Prologue. Not the full Gran Turismo 5, but just Prologue. How about Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories? I think I might have played Vice City Stories. I don't think I've played Liberty City Stories. I'm not like I said, I'm not really massive into Grand Theft Auto. Like I played a bit of Vice City. I played a bunch of San Andreas. I played a tiny bit of 4, and that's as far as I've really gone for Gran Turismo. Not Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto. I knocked over a bottle. Anyway, I have next my personal favorite of in this franchise, and that is Resident Evil 5, which is rare for people to say. It is complete, obviously, but the disc I have is for the gold edition. That's what you get with CEX. You might buy the regular edition of something and get the special edition disc. Shit happens, but yeah, it kind of is a kind of controversial opinion to say Resident Evil 5 is my favorite Resident Evil, though I've only really played Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. Do I collect Funko Pops? No. The Funko Pops that you see behind me were all gifts that were given to me. I just realized I'm missing a pop somewhere. Yeah, I'm missing a pop. I have a Sarah Jane Smith Funko Pop. I have no idea where that's gone. But the Ryuk and Vegeta and Harry Potter one, those were all gifts. The Ryuk, Harry Potter, and the Sarah Jane Smith from Doctor Who Funko Pops that I was given to me by an ex. Uh, 6 years ago now. It'll be yeah, around nearly 6 years ago. And then the Vegeta one that was given to me by a friend of mine. But besides the ones that I actually have, I don't actively go out and collect Funko Pops. It's not my thing. Um, but the next game I have here is one that I got recently, and it's actually a spoiler for May's pickups videos, and that is Star Trek Legacy, which thankfully is complete. The disc is actually currently in my Xbox 360. But yeah, fun game. Love all the beta canon ships that they included, and I might do a video on that. Well, I attempted to do a video on that, but I wasn't really happy with it, and so I scrapped it. Up next is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2. I might have played this one. I'm not 100% sure. It is missing the manual, unfortunately. Then next is Viva Pinata Party Animals. Now, I bought this. It was a euro. I bought it just to see what it was like. It's kind of like Mario Party in a way, but not. It is complete. It's okay. It's not one that I'm going to be going back to anytime soon. Next is a favorite of mine, an absolute favorite game of mine. Now that we get to the last two games, and that is Wolfenstein. Absolutely love this game, and it is complete, thankfully. Then lastly, I have in my Xbox 360 collection is a Xbox Live Arcade compilation disc that you got when you bought the old 360s, when it first came out. Obviously, no manual, and it was basically it gave you a bunch of demos. Like you had a Pac-Man World Championship Edition, you had Uno, you had Boom Boom Rocket, you had Luxor 2, you had Freeding Frenzy, and then there's also other trial games like Viva Pinata. That's where I fell in love with the Viva Pinata game. I don't have it in my 360 collection, but I will get that very, very soon. Do you think that Doctor Strange still remembers Peter Parker after No Way Home? Because one, do you have to remember the spell, and he's the only person who remembers Peter. It's I don't know. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. For if they end up meeting again, will he remember, or will he say something, or he might not. Doctor Strange might decide not to say anything and just refer to him as Spider-Man out of respect, type of thing. It's hard to say until we see that interaction online, not online, and like through movies or what have you. If he actually does remember, if he does remember Peter or not. So yeah, that is my entire Xbox 360 game collection, physical game collection. I'm not going to go over digital because then we'll be here for quite some time. I'm just putting these back into the correct order so that I can bring them back over to my TV stand and put them back where they belong, essentially. So yeah, that's why I did not show it off in my Do I Collect Anything Else video, because it took a while to get through all of these and to talk a bit about some of the games. Let's go back there. And I'll grab these. Put that back as well. Okay. So now have absolutely no idea what else to do. That, took about a half hour to go through the Xbox 360 games, and it's no, I have no idea what else to talk about. Unfortunately, so I don't know if I'm gonna end it off after an hour or not. We will see in the next 10 minutes or so. But if you have any more questions you want to throw my way, do so in the comments and I will answer them. But yeah, don't really know what else to talk about since I've essentially covered everything within the first 23 minutes of the stream. Yeah. Marvel has an issue with time traveling because Loki sees himself get killed by Thanos in the series. So, is the Loki in the series a variant or our Loki? It is a variant. It is 100% a variant. Not our Loki. Our Loki is dead. It is, yeah. So the Loki we see in the Loki TV series is 100% a variant. One that was pulled out of time by the TVA because in Endgame he got a hold of the Tesseract and escaped from 2012. So yeah, the 2012 Loki is a different version of the Loki we seen in Endgame. So this Loki hasn't gone through all of that. He hasn't dealt with Thor, the Dark World, Ragnarok, and then of course being killed. So yeah, he hasn't. This version of Loki hasn't gone through all that. He would have, had he not escaped and all that. So yeah, no, the Loki we see in the Loki TV series is completely different to the one that we know by Endgame, or not Endgame. I'm blanking on it. The one before Endgame, Infinity War. That's the one. Took me a second to get it. But yeah. Don't really know what else to talk about. I've kind of hit. This is why. That's why I said early on in stream, I should really, in the future, when I'm doing these live streams, have a notepad beside me with different topics to talk about. Well, obviously, I only thought of that during this stream, so I had no other topics to talk about. Talked about what's happening to the channel, and I've got a half hour out of showing off my Xbox 360 collection. And yeah, that's brought us up to nearly an hour. So I probably will end stream in the next 6 minutes. Yeah, in the next 6 minutes, just because, well, I don't really know what else to talk about. I should really get more prepared when I'm doing these live streams, and I will for April's live stream. I'll definitely have more stuff planned for that. Well, I kind of do have some stuff planned up here. Definitely. Do you watch Wallace and Gromit? One of the funniest films is when Wallace had the bomb in his pants and when he turns into the White Rabbit. I seen some Wallace and Gromit as a kid, but I haven't really returned to it much. As an adult. It's not compared to some of the other stuff that I used to love as a kid that I have returned to, like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And other, movies and TV series from my childhood. Wallace and Gromit isn't really one that I've gone back to at all, actually. I don't think I've seen any of the movies. I think I've only just seen like clips or what have you of Wallace and Gromit. Uh, but yeah. Content this week. This week, uh, or rather, I say tomorrow, you will be getting a review for the very first Pokemon movie. I decided it's time I revisit some of these Pokemon movies that I have not seen in a while. And starting off obviously with the very, very first Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. That drops tomorrow. Wednesday is going to see the second live DVD and Blu-ray hunt of this month. And then on Friday, the end of the month, obviously, is going to be a monthly pickups video, which is around 30 minutes long. Are you doing any Blu-ray hunts this week? Yeah, I'll be doing Blu-ray hunts. I just won't be filming it. I only tend to really film it when I have it in my notepad that I've scheduled for a live DVD and Blu-ray hunt. Like, there's one obviously coming out on Wednesday that I shot this previous Monday. And so I tend to really shoot it sometimes a week in advance when I know it's due to come out. So I don't go filming all the time. It's really just when I need to film. Before I introduced the 2 a month, it used to be like once a month or once every other month type of thing. But yeah, now I do at least 2 a month, though I might end up scaling that back to 1 a month because I'm struggling to find things that I actually want to add into my collection, unfortunately. Yeah, I have 690 DVDs and Blu-rays in my collection, and it's starting to get to the point where I'm struggling to add into the collection because where I live, it's such a small town. So to find some of the things that I want to add in my collection, from TV shows or movies or even Blu-ray upgrades, it's kind of hard to do. That's like if I want to do that, I'm going to have to actively do that. I'll have to start ordering online, unfortunately, which that starts to add up. Like ordering through the likes of CEX, I can pick out like 5 items, but I'm paying postage on those 5 items. Like each and every one of those items, I'm paying postage. What is the best Marvel movie in your opinion, and the worst Marvel movie? I haven't seen them all. I can't. I'm not really gonna, actively answer this because I haven't seen all of the MCU movies. There's still like a big chunk. Well, not a big chunk, but a decent amount that I still have yet to watch. Like, I still have yet to watch Iron Man 3, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the first 2 Thor movies. What else? What else am I missing? Definitely still need to see Shang-Chi and Eternals. And then, of course, there's some of the TV shows that I've stopped watching. I just really cherry pick what I watch now in the MCU. Like I went to go see Quantumania, and I enjoyed Quantumania. And I'll be doing the same with Guardians 3 in May. I'll be going to see Guardians 3 when that comes out. But after that, I don't know what else is slated for this year or next. But I will be, basically essentially just cherry picking what I want to watch, and most of the time I'll just end up waiting for it to go on Disney Plus, like I did with Black Panther 2, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I think Black Panther 2 is better than the first. I done the same with Doctor Strange as well. And and Thor: Love and Thunder. But yeah, I can't really pick a definitive one that is my favorite and least favorite when I haven't really watched them all. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Yeah, because I just, like I said, haven't seen all of them, and I would only really answer that if I've seen them all. Which is my favorite, which is my least favorite. Because some people like some people like a certain movie, and I might not like it, or I might like it, and people might not like it. Like for example, Iron Man 2. I genuinely like Iron Man 2. I think it's a good movie. Not a lot of people think it's a good movie. So yeah. I have a favorite Spider-Man villain is Doc Octopus, Alfred Molina. I don't have any favorite Marvel movies. Yeah, like I grew up on the '90s Marvel cartoons. I remember watching X-Men, the X-Men animated series, the Spider-Man, the '90s Spider-Man. I think Fantastic Four as well, or I might just be remembering the crossover they had with X-Men. And the same with the Hulk 90s cartoon. I might be remembering a crossover with that. But yeah, I mainly grew up with those types of cartoons, those versions of the Marvel cartoons compared to the stuff nowadays. You know, but yeah, I might be hopping off soon because I have nothing really else to mention about future content and all of that stuff. Um, so yeah, actually, I'm just gonna see because in case you don't know, I am listening to music in the background. Um, Chapter 4. Oh, this is playing it and shuffle. Ah, you see, let me just bring this over and kind of tilt this down. Yeah, so I've been listening to music for the entire stream. I thought I was listening to it, you know, yeah. It's been a while since I've used the Music Studio and on the Xbox 360, so I thought what I had it on was to play it, from start to finish, the album from start to finish. But I actually had it on shuffle. So yeah, that's my bad. Because I was just going to see how many more songs I had left in the Waking the Fallen album, before I ended. So I'll actually pick a song and I'll just go from there. Yeah, we'll go from I Will See You Tonight Part 2. So that's 3 songs, and then after these 3 songs, I will end stream. Now one of them is a long song. Where am I? Yeah. Okay. No, that's not Kevin Trumpets. Breaking the Fallen. My favorite album of all time, which I mentioned constantly throughout this stream. Doesn't give me length. Let me check the booklet. Do you tell me? No, you just give me the lyrics. Okay. Easy way to do this now. But yeah, this is the Waking the Fallen album. This is my original copy, and as you can see, it has seen better days. So yeah, this is a 4-minute song, and then another 4 minutes, and about 5 minutes, and 7 minutes. So probably ended off in the next half hour or so. Do you think Spider-Man 2 2004 is the best of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies? I haven't seen them since I was a kid. So I really need to rewatch the Sam Raimi trilogy. For sure. It's been far too long since I've seen them. I have them on Blu-ray. Are they in reach? They are not in reach. I'd have to move stuff around on my bookcase because that bookcase there that I'm pointing to. That holds all my Blu-rays. Um, and stuff. So I would have to move two stacks just to get to them. Um, but yeah, it's been quite a while since I've seen the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies to say for definite which is my favorite. But yeah, I definitely need to get around to rewatching them at some point. Might do a review on them, might not. We'll just have to wait and see. Um, so yeah, as I was saying about May's uploads, so I don't know if he's still here or if he has come back or not. I am going to be doing the Star Trek movies. I'm going to be getting back to reviewing the Star Trek movies because I've only actually ever reviewed two on this channel. I've done a review for Star Trek 2009. That was the first one that I've done back when I used to pick my movie reviews at random. And I've done First Contact, which, as you can tell by right beside my name here, I say Star Trek First Contact is the best Star Trek movie ever made. AJ over at AJ's Movie Place will say differently. He is wrong, and he knows it. He just will not admit it. He won't admit that he is wrong whatsoever. So yeah, going to be like I said, going to be going through the Star Trek movies again because a good chunk of them I haven't really returned to since I first watched them, like the motion picture, the Final Frontier or the Final Ship Tier, as I say, the Undiscovered Country, Insurrection, maybe might have seen that once or twice, and Star Trek Beyond are the few that I've only ever seen the once. Because I'm glad to see Doctor Octopus again, played by the same actor DH'd him. I was really happy as well. Before all the leaks came out saying that Toby and Andrew were coming back, we only really knew that some of the old villains were coming back. And I was really happy to see Doc Ock, as well as Willem Dafoe reprising his role as Osborn / the Green Goblin. Don't really have too much attachment to the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I've tried watching the first one. I think it's and I do own the first one on Blu-ray. I tried watching the first one, but I think I switched it off after like 30 seconds to a minute or so. I can't really remember. But yeah, I have no real affinity to the Amazing Spider-Man villains, the two that they brought back for that. But yeah, I should rewatch No Way Home because the version of No Way Home that I watched was online, and it was not the smartest decision I ever made. Then again, I never do make smart decisions when it comes to things like that. So now we are at I ain't even gonna begin to pronounce that with my dyslexia. But we're on the second to last song to the Wake in the Fallen album. Then when it when it finishes, but all things will end. That is when I will end stream. I had a good stream, for the length that I've done. Trying. I did want to do a 2 hour stream, but you know, uh, don't really have much other topics to really talk about, which I will of course rectify for April's monthly stream. Though I do plan to get some people on for that one. I'm thinking away. AJ's back. Sorry, I missed it. No worries, AJ. Goes good. You haven't really missed much, essentially. At the beginning of stream, I basically talked about content that I'm doing moving forward, changing a few bits of content. Showed off my Xbox 360 collection that I did not get to show off in that video, of what other things that I collect, and I've just been sitting here chilling, listening to music, and talking a bit about Marvel. I'll watch it back. And then we have Matt over at Matt's V's Movies here. Hello, Matt. Glad to see you have made it in. The extended cut version is available for Amazon Prime, so I've seen all the new scenes, but the big loss wasn't shown how the villains transform. Yeah, I've seen some of the clips from the extended version. I still think they should have added those in on the Blu-ray instead of doing what they've done. I would have preferred if they had actually added those onto the Blu-ray. You should get Ian and Ash for a Doctor Who live. Yes, that is a plan. I don't know if that's the plan I'm going to be going with for April, but I will let you know. You three would be great together, all about Doctor Who. Yes, it would probably be the same like when I was on Let's Get Kicking live stream when he invited me on last month. We essentially talked for 4 hours of nothing but Doctor Who. Rewatched your favorite Star Trek movie last night. Thank you. It's good to know that people are still watching it. Matthew's asking when AJ's next live is. But yeah, as I said early on in the stream, I'll repeat it here for AJ and Matt. In May, I am going to be re-watching all 13 Star Trek movies. So that does include the not so good Wrath of Khan, and the best Star Trek movie ever made, as you can tell by their First Contact. I will be re-watching those and doing reviews for them because I haven't actually. There's a small few that I actually only ever seen once, so it's time that I go back and give the motion picture a second watch through. Give the Final Frontier a second watch through. The same with the Undiscovered Country. Insurrection, I'm not sure if I've seen once or twice. I can't remember. And then Beyond, I've only ever seen in cinema. So I look forward to doing that. And I have an idea, AJ. For when I go to do my Wrath of Khan review. So keep an eye out on the Instagram DMs. I may do a solo on Thursday at some point, and then with Matt on his channel on Saturday. Look good on Blu-ray with simulated HDR. No need for a 4K, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. That's why I don't collect 4K. It's because I'm happy with Blu-ray by itself. That's why I won't actively go out and get a 4K player or a 4K TV. I just don't see the point. Obviously, AJ is mad that I correctly said that Wrath of Khan isn't the best Star Trek movie, and he knows it. He's just refuses to admit it. Although Thursday might be impromptu. Yeah. Enjoyed episode 6 of Picard. Yes. I fucking loved episode 6 of Picard. I was when they showed Voyager, the updated CG model. I was so happy. I was very, very giddy because Voyager's my favorite Star Trek show. It is. Like, I love Deep Space Nine, I love Next Gen, and I love Enterprise. I'm a bit lucky with the original series, but Voyager is my home. Voyager is my Star Trek show. I fucking loved it. And as well, Matt, I'm not too sure if you know this, because I mentioned it to AJ and I showed him a picture of it. If you watch carefully next time you rewatch episode 6, you will see the NX-01 Enterprise with the refit that Doug Drexler done for potential season 5 that they were going to do. And that's now canon. That's amazing. I'm happy now that that's canon because I do love the refit NX-01 just as much as the original NX ship. But I didn't count that in my favorite starships because it wasn't canon at the time. Michael, did you do a video on your worst Star Wars movie and the reasons why? Yes, I did. I did a video on why I do not like Star Wars Episode 5. It done, pretty well. More dislikes. No, there's more likes than dislikes. Last time I checked. Now that might have changed, so I do not know. But yeah, that video is up. It is on my channel. Some 4Ks are great, but Paramount are not great with their upgrades and not the best track record. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Paramount they keep shooting themselves in the foot. I'm sorry, Paramount really do keep shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to Star Trek. Like it's their site. Paramount Plus is dog shit. I'm sorry. I got a week trial, and I had a quick skim of everything that was on Paramount Plus. It's only worth it if you're a Star Trek fan and you don't want Netflix. It's fine if you like the show Yellowstone and the 2 sequels that it has. Other than that, it's not worth it. It is not worth the price that you pay. And as well, kind of South Park, but that's really up to you. What about Kirk's body? Does that make the book The Return canon? Maybe. I don't know. I have heard of that storyline. Of what has been dubbed. I believe that those book series is known as the Shatnerverse because that he had massive involvement on that. With those book series. But I doubt it because that would make V'ger the theory with V'ger being from the Borg homeworld canon, and I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I don't know how I feel about V'ger being a thing, being a cause because of the Borg. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that, AJ. Why dig it up? For fan service. Yes, that's literally why that's literally why that scene was there with James T. Kirk's body is well, I think it's also because the episode aired the day of the 22nd. I think it aired the day of his birthday or the day after his birthday, so maybe that's why that was there. Have you ever built Lego? Yes, I used to. Not so much anymore. It gets very expensive. Yes, I need to do a Lego build on my off week soon. Yep, Paramount Plus has a long way to go. Yes, it really does, sadly. Because there's sweet fuck all on there. Lego Optimus Prime. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. I remember when that came out, seeing a few videos of that on TikTok. It looks pretty cool. Danny's back, asking, have I picked up Strange New Worlds? No, I have not. Because, oh, excuse me, bit of a silent burp there. If I want to, I'll have to buy it on Amazon. Unfortunately. But for right now, I'm not really focusing on buying new Trek, physical media for new Trek, because I still have a lot of old Trek to finish up on. Like, in my collection right now, I have, for the TV show Star Trek, I have the complete original series. I have the complete Enterprise. And then I have seasons 1 to 4 of Next Generation, which is a spoiler for Friday's pickups video. And I have seasons, what was it? 4, 5, and 7 of Deep Space Nine, and season 1 of Discovery, and no Voyager. So it's something I'm going to have to knuckle down and finish my collection on for that at some point. Matt saying to hi Danny. The V'ger theory should have been a thing when you watch the motion picture and think of the Borg. It's a great tie-in. I see. I don't know. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about with V'ger being about the Borg. Like I said, I've only ever seen the motion picture once. I'm going to be rewatching it soon for May's uploads. Maybe my opinion might have changed and I might mention it in that review. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely need to rewatch the movie. Yes, AJ, I built 3 sets lately, one including the Avenger Quinjet from Infinity Saga, and a Lego Morbius Lego set with Miles and Green Goblin Lighthouse. Nice. And the Genesis device Mark II referencing the worst Star Trek film. AJ, come on, you know this. You know Wrath of Khan is not the best Star Trek movie. You know it. It literally says so right there, but underneath my name. First Contact is the best Star Trek movie. Come on, AJ. In your old age, you're becoming very senile. I built the Quinjet from Avengers 1 for my son years ago. Cool. Would like them to explore that storyline. What happened to the V'ger life form? Yeah. And they haven't really touched on that. I would love to see them do more, but as I said in my video of Star Trek Discovery ending after 5 seasons, I'm very scared that we'll be going back into the wilderness years of Star Trek, where we have absolutely nothing, because with Picard ending in 3 weeks, Discovery ending next year, the only live action show we have is Strange New Worlds, and then of course the 2 animated series. That's that. I was out in Tesco getting Easter eggs. Nice. I still need to do that. Enterprise D from DVD to Blu-ray looks amazing. Hi Matt and AJ. This is an updated one from the first Avengers and the Infinity Saga, so it is different to the one you built, AJ, but you still own the original Quinjet. No, okay, yeah. I don't really keep up with Lego much anymore. Surely the Genesis Mark II device will be worth using again. Powerful weapon. Yeah. I mean, it brought Spock back to life, so it is a powerful weapon for sure. There are inconsistencies, obviously, Enterprise, but just have it in your mind when watching the motion picture. Yeah, I think I will. So I'll probably, when am I going to start working on these videos? I'll probably start working on April Fools. That's when I'll probably sit down and watch that movie, the motion picture again. I'm looking forward to it. Leave V'ger, the motion picture era shouldn't be messed around with. Wrath of Khan is amazing. You are wrong, Danny, sir. You are wrong. Can you see the Picard season finale showing the crew of the Enterprise F? I. You see, Matt, I don't know how much you know about what's going on with the Enterprise F, and I don't want to say much in case you don't know. But if you want to know, on Instagram there's it's an official Instagram page known as Star Trek Logs, and before season 3 of Picard started airing, they put up some information about certain stuff, and the Enterprise is one of them, and they list all the Enterprises from the NX-01 to the Enterprise F. That's all I'm going to say, unless you want me to actually tell you otherwise, because it is a mild spoiler for Picard. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. I couldn't see that with my poor eyesight and old age. Yeah. I mean, what, you're pushing 60, 70 now at this point? So yeah, I'm not surprised your eyesight is going. I think they should rewrite First Contact. No, we're not doing this. We're not dogpiling on Michael because of his favorite Star Trek movie again. We've done that once. Not doing it again. I love both of the anime show. I do as well. Well, Lower Decks took me a while. It took me until the end of the second season to really enjoy Lower Decks. But Prodigy I love from the get-go because, Janeway is my favorite female captain. And I absolutely love Janeway, and I love Kate Mulgrew. And just seeing Janeway, even in animated form, makes me happy. It honestly makes me happy, and I can't wait for Prodigy season 2. I'm enjoying the older series of Star Trek. I think we're getting a 32nd Century series. That's all rumors. I would love a 32nd Century series, like a proper one, exploring all these worlds, revisiting worlds that we haven't seen in decades, like learning what happened to them, like what happened to Kronos, because we know at some point between the 25th and the 26th century, Kronos joins the Federation, which was a throwaway line mentioned in when Daniels brought Archer to the Enterprise J in the 26th century. That it was mentioned that the Klingons were a part of the Federation at that point in the 26th century. So I'd love to see what happened to them. Are they still a warrior race, or have they fallen more in line with Worf and become more like pacifists in a way, or is it a split way? Half of them are pacifists, half of them still live by the old traditions. They need to get Brandon Braga back, ditch Alex Kurtzman. He hasn't been good for recent Trek. I don't know. I've enjoyed recent Trek. Like, I enjoy Discovery. Granted, season 4 wasn't the best. Season 4 definitely wasn't the best. And then, of course, I loved season 1 of Star Trek Picard. I absolutely loved it. Season 2 had rocky parts, for sure, but I still enjoyed it. But I definitely love the new Trek as much as the old Trek. Not that Quinjet fell to pieces years ago. It was for my son to play with. Just say I'm a part of Section 31. I really wish, we need more confirmation on the Section 31 show. Like, we have heard next to nothing, and Michelle Yeoh's supposed to be a part of that. But now that she's she's a big actor in Hollywood now with her Oscar, kind of. Is that going to happen? What's happening to the Section 31 show? What's even going to happen to the rumored Starfleet Academy show? That's been rumored as well. Braga did writing for The Orville. Yeah, and The Orville is a fantastic show. I absolutely love The Orville, and I really hope it gets a 4th season. Wrath of Khan was a bit good because I don't remember the Star Trek movies. Haven't seen them in years. You should. That's what I'm doing. I haven't seen a lot of them in years, so I'm gonna rewatch them. And the comments have gone away for me a second. There's a lot to get through. So here, let's go back. There we go. I think they should skip Enterprise F and go to J, where it was filmed in Archer's time. Again, Danny, I know certain things about the Enterprise F that's going to come up in Star Trek. As I said, if you go to the Star Trek Logs Instagram page, they have a video talking about the Enterprise, and they mention something that is going to happen to the Enterprise F in that. So I'm not going to say any more unless you those that are here are okay with me saying what it's a slight spoiler, but it's not necessarily a slight spoiler because like I said, you can easily go and find it. Sorry, AJ, that sounds like a bummer. Hope you can rebuild it one day. Then we have Ian Hill of the Ramblings. The one person that I will confidently always say knows more about Doctor Who than me and is a bigger Doctor Who fan than me. And I never thought I would ever say that until I joined this community, and Ian right there proved me wrong. Anyway, Ian says, "Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well." I'm doing good, Ian. I hope you're doing well. I definitely have some ideas. I'm going to be throwing them your way very, very soon. The Star Trek motion picture is the best of all Star Trek films. Well, I've only ever seen it once, but I'm going to be revisiting it very, very soon. Wow, I didn't realize you were that old, AJ. Yeah, he doesn't look it, but he acts it. I can tell you that much. Matt saying hi to Ian. AJ saying I'm not. He's lying. Never believe a word that he is saying. Hi Matt. Hi Ian. 47 soon. Yeah. The big old 6-0 there. Catching up with Matt apparently. Ian saying hi to all the people. I'm still a whippersnapper. Yeah, but you see, AJ, I'm closer to 30 than you are. You know, you're closer to 50 than I am. So who's the real whippersnapper? I'll buy you a Simmer frame for your birthday. I mean, he probably will need it at some point. Janeway should do a spin-off series. Yeah, you see, I'd love that. I would love to see Kate Mulgrew return to live action because in Picard, she's really she's gotten a lot of mentions, especially in this current season, where they might have gone to Janeway, but obviously they can't trust anyone. Don't know who's the changeling and who's not. So I would die if they had actually done that. Michael's starting to geek out. Yeah, I love Voyager. I can't help it. I absolutely love and adore Voyager, and I love Kate Mulgrew. I hope she does get her own series. Last time we saw the 32nd century was Archer's time. Why not go back to that episode and continue from Archer, but in the future? I don't think it was the 32nd century though. I think it was the 30th century. Back when the Temporal Cold War was happening, because by the 32nd century, which is where we see Discovery season 3 and season 4, the Temporal Cold War is obviously done. It's over. So I believe it was the 30th century, and not the 32nd century. We will get to see live action in Janeway in the cartoon. I hope if that happens, I will be surprised if you guys don't hear me screaming with excitement over in the UK compared to me being in Ireland. I really don't. I'd be surprised if you don't. I would literally scream the house down if Kate Mulgrew actually shows up in the next 3 episodes of Picard. I will die. Hopefully, Strange New World season 2 will build on the foundation of season 1. I think it will. One of the episodes that I am looking forward to, though, with Strange New World season 2 is the fact that we're getting a Lower Decks crossover, where the voice actors for Mariner and Boimler, they're going to be making their live action debut in season 2 of Strange New Worlds. So I'm looking forward to that, and I think they're starting filming for season 3 very, very soon. Lego breaks, but the fun with Lego is you can rebuild, definitely. I haven't watched season 4 of Discovery. Still watching 3, but now I'm on Strange New Worlds. Season 3 I liked. Even after my rewatch, I liked it. But yeah, season 4, it's okay. It's okay. But Strange New Worlds is obviously the superior one. AJ says, yes, when a woman wins an Oscar, it means box office death to them. Say it, Michael. I don't mind spoilers, but Matt says no spoilers, please. So I will respect Matt and not say what happens, but I will DM it to you, AJ, when I hop off a stream. Doctor Who seems like Ash may give you a run for your money. Potentially, but we'll see. We'll see when I get him on live stream, because I did follow him on Instagram, and I was supposed to send him a message yesterday, but I got distracted by other stuff. Patience, AJ. It'll be nothing of consequence, Matt. 47, yes, mate. Or some new 4K glasses, AJ, for your birthday. Does anyone have a birthday soon? Because it's my birthday Tuesday. Happy early birthday. My birthday was, let's see, what, we're the 26th now? My birthday was 16 days ago. Ian says, when you are 62, I think I'm already going senile. I'm good at forgetting names or getting them wrong. Yeah. Yes. Matt is mid-April. Yes, Matt, and then mid-April for AJ. Interesting. It's okay, Ian. I'm always forgetting things at my age. Hey, I'm 25 and I still forget a lot of things. Like early on in stream, I couldn't remember Infinity War, the name for Infinity War. I kept calling Infinity War Endgame. So that's how bad my memory is. Jens, I must stay away. Great talking. Take care, Michael. Chat soon. Yes, DM me the spoiler. Will do, AJ. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you had a good time, and I will definitely send that to you in the DMs later, because I don't want to. It's not unfair on Matt if I say it. So Matthew saying bye to AJ. I think, Michael, you have a better knowledge of Doctor Who from 2005. Yeah, I definitely do. Especially since I'm actually currently working my way through rewatch of the series up as far as season 10, because I've already done the Jodie Whittaker era at the start of last year, January of last year. And to give you an idea of how far ahead I am, the season 4 review that's coming out in a few days was filmed this month. Was it this month? Yeah, I think it was this month, after a lot of hullabaloo. And I've already filmed the specials, the 2009 specials, and I've only watched episode 1 so far, season 5. Now, season 5 isn't due to come out until June. So that's how far ahead I am with this. What about a crossover of Doctor Who and Star Trek? They did in the comments. In the comics, they had a crossover with the 11th Doctor. I think the Enterprise D crew. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really looked into it, but I do know it exists. Matt says, just been called for lunch. Take care. Bye. See ya, Matt. Hope you enjoy your lunch, and I will speak to you soon. And then Danny saying bye to AJ and Matt. So, yeah, I might actually get 2 hours out of this because before everyone showed up, about a half hour ago, I was about to head off live. But I guess you managed to get more time out of me. So I suppose I'll keep going for a good bit, but we'll see. So yeah. Don't really know what else to talk about now that the guys are gone. Because I've talked about everything, and the album's actually replaying. Because I did say I was going to end stream when all good things, all things will end was done. But the album's replayed. I want to say it's Reminiscence, track 4. So the track 4, track 5, Desperate Through Revenge. Yeah, it is Desperate Through Revenge. I was right and wrong. I was definitely right and wrong for that. So, in case you don't know, I'm listening on my Xbox 360 to the Wake and the Fallen album, my favorite Avenged Sevenfold album, and that's why that's like that. It's down low, so I'm not sure if you can actually hear it, but we are currently now on track 5, which is Desperate Through Revenge. The next up is a personal favorite song of mine, Eternal Grace. Not Eternal Grace, Eternal Rest. I'm an idiot. I checked out Gemma Revengrad online. She has confirmed a new unit series. Yes. Oh, that's good. So it is 100. Like I knew it was, kind of confirmed, but not like officially confirmed. But yeah, I look forward to that because there's so many people that can get back for that. There's so many different ways they can go about with that unit series. They could bring back Martha. They could bring back classic companions as well. Bring back Ace and Tegan again because we know that they are somewhat working for unit. They could bring who's a modern companion that's still alive that they could bring back. I mean, they could bring back the Ryan Sinclair, Graham O'Brien, and Yasmin Khan if they really wanted to. But yeah, there's so much they can do with this. No, that's not the right one. I'm trying to figure out which is the right lever to do. There we go. The backrest of this armchair to go back so I can get a bit more comfortable on this. But yeah, there's so much they can do. So many classic villains that they can bring back for this show. I love Star Trek so much, but there's only so much they can bleed out. Yeah, that is true. They should do a what if Star Trek. I'm not sure. It would be an interesting idea. But you see, the thing with that is, like, I've been I have been trying to think of Star Trek what ifs ever since I've done my most popular video, and it's very difficult because I'm trying to make it like the 2 that I was doing, like one was actually supposed to come out this week just gone, which was originally going to be like Star Trek What If Nero took over Romulus in the 2009 Star Trek film, and I had done it, but I rewatched it twice, and it just didn't make sense in universe, and so I scrapped it. And then there's another one that I was going to do, where what if the Borg didn't want to assimilate Picard in the Best of Both Worlds parts 1 and 2, and I was thinking of it, and I was trying to make it make sense in universe, and I came up with a few ideas for it. But none of the outcomes just did not make sense in universe. That was the issue I was coming with. So it is very like it's hard to do. I'm not gonna lie, it is very hard to do because like I'm trying to make the two that I was doing. I trying really hard to make it make sense in universe, but I just couldn't. Compared to the one that I've done, that's my most popular upload. Uh, Marvel should uh, Marvel Studio should allow us to ask questions. I think they do during like Comic Cons and that. How's your experience with the 360? Yeah, I mean, I barely use it. I'm not gonna lie, I barely use it. But early on in stream, I did show off my entire Xbox 360 collection, physical, not digital. I got the main reason why I have it on, and listening to music, is because otherwise it'd be a black screen, and I mean, at least it looks like something's going on. And I did try to do that for a Pokemon review. That's something I can actually talk about. That's something I can rant about. So tomorrow I'll be posting the first Pokemon movie review, and then I was going to do one for the second Pokemon movie because my opinions have definitely changed on that. And so what I had done was when I recorded the original one, the first take, I actually had the movie playing in the background. I put on a random scene, and whilst I was doing that review, it was playing in the background, and I uploaded it. And ShowPro, the company that owns the Pokemon anime, blocked that video worldwide. And so, just because it was playing in the background. Now, it was a stupid thing that I done, but I thought I might get away with it, and so I went to fight the copyright block by saying, look, this is a review. I believe this falls under fair use, and because they didn't claim all of it, they only claimed a small section of it, and they rejected that and went to go take that video down, like issue a copyright strike. So when I copped that was in the process, I just deleted that video myself. Now ShowPro are known for this, like, so they're known for like a Pokemon channel recently got 2 copyright strikes because of ShowPro, and there's another YouTuber that I sometimes watch known as Totally Not Mark for some Dragon Ball content, and he had a lot of his videos taken down and he received a copyright strike because of Toei. And there's another person that had a similar issue, but they brought him to court in Japan. He didn't actually go to court, but that person can never actually go to Japan itself anymore, because if he goes, because he was brought to court and he was found guilty, if he steps foot in Japan, he's going straight to jail. So yeah, sometimes I just forget how different Japan really is to the Western world, and I could go on a whole rant on that, but I won't. That's just the mini rant now done. Ian says, I really wish we could have another appearance of the Fugitive Doctor. I agree. I absolutely love Jo Martin's Doctor, her Fugitive Doctor. Sadly, she is just relegated to comics and Big Finish audio, unfortunately. What if the Enterprise D didn't go to the battle? Enterprise D never existed, and they were still at war, even though they done an episode in Next Gen like it. Yeah, I think it would be. Well, no, the Enterprise D would still exist, because they might have, the Ambassador class Enterprise C could have been destroyed if it didn't go to Narendra 3, like during the Klingon Earth third or fourth war at that point. could have been destroyed, could have been decommissioned, and then of course the Galaxy class came about. So the Enterprise D will probably still exist if the Enterprise C didn't go to the ballot in Miranda 3. I would also love to see a new master who feels genuinely menacing and evil, like Roger Delgado was not a pantomime villain. I 100% agree with you, Ian. I 100% agree with you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love John Sims, and I especially love Michelle Gomez. They're in their versions of the Master. But it's with Sasin Jawan's Master, I really did not like him. Simply because he was just trying so hard to be like John Sims. Like the batshit crazy. I just did not like it whatsoever. Every appearance he had, you know, Spyfalls Parts 1 and 2, The Timeless Children, and The Power of the Doctor, I did not like his performance whatsoever. Just did not like it whatsoever. Don't like his performance. I really want a master that, like you said, goes back to the roots of the master being scheming and menacing and not batshit insane. And not trying to be like John Sims. Need to be careful with strikes as, I had similar issues. Well, no, claims and strikes are different. If a company issues a copyright claim, they're claiming monetization when you can monetize. Like it's not because we're all such small channels, and unlike AJ, who like we don't have access to channel monetization. So they're claiming that when we monetize that video, they'll earn that money, not us. They'll have that money, not us. Whereas a copyright strike is issuing a takedown notice on a video, like telling YouTube, hey, this is our content, we don't want this on your website, please take it down. And so they will, and they'll issue a copyright strike. And then you won't be able to like upload or what have you for a week. I can't remember what happens when you get your second strike, and then obviously your third strike, you're out. Simply Unlucky does Pokemon and I don't like Simply Unlucky. I don't like him anymore. There's a massive controversy around with him, and yeah, I just don't really like him anymore. I used to like his content, but yeah, I just tend to stay away from Simply Unlucky. What is your favorite anime movie? I'm not sure if you're referring to anime movie or animated movie, because those are two separate things. So I'll answer both. My favorite anime movie is Howl's Moving Castle, which is my favorite movie of all time. I done a review for it early on in this month, and it is my all-time favorite anime movie and my favorite movie in general. My favorite animated movie is WALL-E. It's my favorite Pixar movie, and it's my favorite animated movie. Which is, as I said, that's two answers for you. Not many like Enterprise C, but I would love to see a series out of it before the war. People do want that. People would love a Rachel Garrett series, and to see what it would be like on the Ambassador class. But I would too. I genuinely love the Ambassador class because it's a massive. It's an in between of, like, it's similar to an Excelsior class, but it's also very similar to the Galaxy class in a way. Like, it's the bridge in between, like how the NX-01 refit is the bridge between the NX-01 refit to the Constitution class. If you catch my meaning. I really hope RTD uses the Daleks less in storylines. They are no longer something special to look forward to, like in classic Doctor Who. I agree. I 100% agree with you, Ian. But at the same time, looking at the amount of Dalek episodes the modern series gets, they don't really actually have that many. Like Eccleston, if we're counting two-parters as one whole episode here. Christopher Eccleston only really had two, being Dalek and The Parting Away / Bad Wolf. David Tennant had three, being Doomsday and Army of Ghosts, Daleks and Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks, Journey's End, and Stolen Earth. Matt Smith only really had Victory of the Daleks. And then Capaldi had The Witch's Familiar and the Witch's Familiar and the other part of that. And then Jodie had three. Yeah, she had three. So, and it's the same with Classic Doctor, they didn't have, a lot of the doctors didn't have many, or didn't even fight them at all. Like, I know Tom Baker, he only had two, being Genesis, which, as you know, Ian, isn't really my favorite, which I do plan to do a review of at some point. I just need to pencil it in. And Destiny of the Daleks? Is it Destiny or Destroy? I can't remember. You obviously know. But yeah, when you look at the grand scheme of like how many Dalek stories every Doctor has, I think it's like 20 or so, or less than 20 episodes over the 60-year timeline. So it's very interesting. I'm still doing the Gears of War unboxing, but maybe ASMR. Yeah, I mean, I actually have that one that you have. Mine isn't as complete. If you go back into the VOD, after I end the stream, you'll see it. Like, it has everything. It's just actually, I think it's just missing the slip. But yeah, BFG is an amazing movie, and another series I'd like to see is a Captain Sulu series, or even do another space station. I would love another space station season, but I think it's too late now for a Captain Sulu series, unless it was animated. It would have to be animated because George Takei is getting up there in years, like with William Shatner. So I don't think he would have and as well with Picard, I don't think he'd have the physical strength to do the 16, 18-hour shoot days like they used to do in the past. So I think it would have to be animated for a Captain Sulu series. But I would love to see another space station series. Destiny of the Daleks. Yes, that's the one. Thank you, Egan. I knew it began with a D of the Daleks, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was. I love the Eighth Doctor. I need to rewatch the whole modern series again. Still not picked up Sea of Thieves and The Power of the Doctor. I'm done with my modern collection of Doctor Who, and I am currently doing a rewatch of it because since it is the show's 60th anniversary this year, and I have done quite a lot of reviews for it. I'm going to wrap them all up, doing the other seasons. Like I said, I have season 4 coming out in a few weeks. Then I'm doing the specials, and then I'm doing season 5, and then season 6, season 7, season 8, season 9, and season 10, and that's me done. And then at Christmas, I'll do a review for all the Christmas specials that I haven't covered, because the only 2 Christmas specials that I have covered is a Christmas Invasion, which I done last Christmas, and then the very first Christmas special that I ever done was I reviewed A Christmas Carol. So at Christmas time, I'm going to have to split it up into two parts, where I will do the other Christmas specials that I have not done. So Ian says, I have reviewed Genesis of the Daleks. It still stands up well as one of the best Dalek stories, and even the best story in the history of Doctor Who. I unfortunately, Ian, you know me, I have to disagree with you there. I've seen the story twice, and I think it's 6 episodes too long. It could have easily been a 4-parter, and it would have been better. Now, I will be rewatching it at some point, and I do promise I will do a Genesis of the Daleks review soon. I'll just have to. I need to remember to pencil it in. So it might not be in April or May, but it could be from June onwards, or I might just do it as a bonus video. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it is coming. Trust me, it is coming. Deep Space Nine will look amazing in Blu-ray as the job they did with the Enterprise D. I would love for them to upscale it, but you see, a lot of it. One of the main reasons why I think the difficulty with them doing Deep Space Nine and Voyager is because of the CG shots. There's a lot of CG shots that they'd have to do from the ground up, and it costs a lot of money to do all that, and so they're not going to do that, unfortunately. Do you have any sonic screwdrivers? Yes, I have Jodie Whittaker's sonic screwdriver left. I used to have the 10th Doctor sonic screwdriver, but I gave that away to someone. And I used to have the 11th Doctor sonic screwdriver, but I gave that to my now ex, unfortunately. And they're just too expensive to rebuy, unfortunately. I would love to have them back. Oh, and I actually have the 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver. That's around here somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is, but I do have it. Favorite TV show? Doctor Who, followed by Star Trek. Those are my top 2 favorite TV shows. I have done a video going over my top 5 favorite TV shows. At that time of filming, it might have changed since then, so I don't know. But that, after I read this, I'll be very interested to see your review. I love it when we all have different opinions. I agree. I definitely agree. But that is actually going to wrap up this live stream now, because I've gone on for slightly over 2 hours, and I'm very conscious of my phone battery, because when I started this live stream, I was at 98% or 97%. Since the 2 hours and 3 minutes that I've been doing this, it's dropped down to 39%. So I've only had one thing to eat today, and so I'm absolutely starving. So I'm going to end off stream. Thank you to everyone who's done comments and all that. As I said at the beginning, this was a makeup stream for the lack of a birthday stream that I done early on. But yeah, I thank you to everyone. Danny also says, I got David Tennant and Matt Smith. They are hard to find. I didn't know that. Like, I know they've done a re-release of them, but I didn't know they were kind of hard to find. I should really look into that. Take care. Enjoyed the chat. Thank you, Ian. I have ideas for my next monthly live stream. I just don't know what way I'm doing it, if it's going to be a Star Trek live stream or if it's going to be Doctor Who live stream. But I will let you know anyway, because I definitely want to have you on as a guest. So Matthew saying bye. So thank you all again for coming by. I really thought I was going to end off at an hour ago, but I managed to stretch it out for the 2 hours. And what's the real just real quickly of what's that going on? We're on I Want You Tonight Part 1 on the Awaken the Fallen album. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Streams are going to be Sundays from now on. If I am doing live streams in the future on my own channel, I'm only going to be doing them on Sundays, because weekdays, they just don't seem to do that well. So yeah, from now on, going back to streams being on Sunday. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tomorrow is a Pokemon review, and I'll see you all for next time. I'll see you all tomorrow for that Pokemon review. I'll see you all next time.